Are you sick and tired of your SP coming in all hot, acting all interested, treating you good, flirting, giving you the feeling that, oh my God, yes, this relationship's going to happen. And then all of a sudden they do this again. They put their hands back. They're pushing you away again. They're not calling. They're not texting. Are you sick and tired of that hot and cold behavior bullshit? And you're going to want to watch this video. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy Hbics. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you are all doing fabulous. I hope you are all doing amazing. Yeah, I'm doing amazing, so you should be doing amazing, other than the fact that I sliced my finger. That wasn't amazing. That annoyed me. So we have this gaudy looking thing on, but I think you can handle it. Let's get to some basic bitch, because it's been a while. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens that just went by. I have 2 channel memberships. Yes, I go live with my channel members twice a week. That's where you can come in and ask me questions or just sit and listen. Or better yet, that's where you can come and get your weekly zhuzh. Yeah? A weekly zhuzh, a weekly pump up. But it's not weekly. It's 2 times a week. Yeah? Okay. So, wait, did that make sense? That made sense in my head. I don't know if that came out right. It doesn't matter. I have my exclusive lives channel membership. I go live with them every single Tuesday at 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That is the group where we do not talk about circumstances. We talk about success stories, tips, and tricks. If you're triggered, yeah, if you're someone who's triggered with other people's stories and situations or circumstances, Tuesday's the group for you. I also have my Friday group, which is the hot seat / group coaching. I go live with them every single Friday at 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That's the group where you can get your ass in the hot seat and ask me absolutely anything you want about your current circumstances or just manifestation in general. I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper, and I would love for you to join me everywhere. If you're new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and I am absolutely obsessed with manifestation and getting what I want, and I would love for you to subscribe and come back and see me if you can handle me, if you can handle this personality, yeah? Because we like to make manifestation fun over here, not boring, stuffy, okay? Full of rules and limitations. We don't do that here. We have fun, yeah? And I make it simple. That's my thing, right? That's my thing. I make manifestation simple and easy because it is. It is. Doesn't always feel that way though, but it is. And like I said, you know, if you can handle this sexy little personality, come on over to Kimberly's Other Life and subscribe and hang out with me over there. Yeah, that's my other YouTube channel. That's Life Outside of Manifestation. Yeah? Okay? All right. Enough of my selling myself. All right? That's boring too. Let's get into the video. And today's video based on, you know, how do we get rid of that hot and cold behavior? How do we get SP to start showing up right when we are sick to death of that hot and cold back and forth bullshit? 1 minute they're treating us like kings and queens, and then the next minute they're back to being cold, maybe flirting with a third party, maybe just in no contact. We're sick of that shit. But this is also based off some super chat questions, okay? Kim, SP, and I've been with, Kim, SP, I've been with for over a year. I'm reading these exactly like they're written. Just so you know that, okay? Tawny. Kim, SP, I've been with over a year, single on his Facebook status. I finally got so fed up with it that I asked him to take it off, but he didn't. Put it in a relationship, just deleted showing his relationship at all. Frustrated. We're coming to you, Tawny. All right? And so, Georgie, this one's for you. Kim, I see my SP daily, and today was kind of rough. I know what I'm worth and what I deserve, but I need a judge, please. Yes. Okay. And another one we're answering, Hannah. Hi. Being the now and imagining SP that is here now is all. Like a package, it will show up. We're imagining what we will do with it when it shows. We're going to answer a bunch of these, all right? This one's for Jules. Used to be close with SP and confessed feelings to her. She set a boundary saying she wants to talk. She wants to only talk at work. It's hard for me to convince myself otherwise, trying to flip thoughts, but feeling stuck. Well, first of all, Jules, that's where you're going wrong. The flipping the thoughts shit, yeah? But I'm sure you're asking, like, Kim, you said this was a hot and cold video. Like, I want the hot and cold shit to stop. Why are you reading these super chats? Because I'm going to answer all of these super chats with today's video. So this is one giant answer two, okay? One giant answer. It's going to solve the hot and cold shit. It's going to solve the bullshit you're going, with SP about putting up the damn relationship status. Okay? We're going to handle it all with today's video. So, first and foremost, let's make things really, really clear. When it comes to your specific person, this is for the new people, okay? If you are manifesting a specific person, okay, you need to realize that if you are only spending time trying to fix and change specific person, if you are putting all your focus and attention on changing them and not changing you, okay, you're being silly. You're being silly and you are wasting your time. That's what I used to do. Don't do it because it doesn't work. What you need to do is change self. Change self. Okay? What does that mean? That means you need to ask yourself, if you haven't already done this, why is SP not showing up fully committing to me? Why is SP not confessing love to me? Why is SP not just choosing me? Why am I in no contact with SP? Why is SP not putting in a relationship for his relationship status? Why is that happening? Okay? And you're going to listen for an answer. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to hear a response. Either you're going to come up with an excuse like, oh, SP has trauma. SP has relationship trauma, or SP's not ready for a relationship, or SP, is still, what's that old adage, soiling his oats, right? You're either going to get a lame-ass excuse about your SP, or you're going to get something's wrong with you, right? Maybe you don't feel good enough. Maybe you don't feel pretty enough. Maybe you're comparing yourself to other women or men, right? Maybe you're thinking, I don't know, they just won't make me a priority. They put their friends ahead of me. Okay. That rolls down to not good enough, okay? So the answers we get when we ask the questions why we don't have our manifestation, those answers are leading to a belief, okay? Because we are only ever manifesting from our state of consciousness, okay? Your state of consciousness is just a fancy phrase for who you are being, who you believe you are, what version of self you are showing up as today, who you identify as, okay? And that matters. That matters more than what SP is doing. And I know it doesn't feel that way, okay? I used to get very triggered when I would hear people say, you need to love yourself, bitch. Self-love. You gotta love yourself. Or SP's never gonna love you. That used to bug the shit out of me. So I understand if it bugs you. However, what I wasn't understanding was I need to believe that I'm good enough to be chosen, to be a priority. I have to believe that I am the version of myself that a man will show up for, because I'm into men, right? Insert the word you're into, okay? I had to believe that, right? And by the way, it's perfectly normal not to believe anything when you first start this journey. So don't overanalyze and overthink. I don't think I believe that. I don't think I believe I'm those things. Start telling yourself that's who you are. That'll solve that equation, okay? Don't stress out that you don't believe what you're affirming. You eventually will. That's normal. But I wasn't doing that. I was putting all the focus on what he was doing. And that's why nothing was changing. Or it would change a little bit. Just a little bit. So he might show up really, really hot, temporarily, and then started acting like a twat again. So we went back out there cold, right? Started feeling distant. Wasn't as lovey-dovey in person, and definitely not in texts and calls. And that would frustrate the hell out of me. I would put all my attention on it. I would let it bother me. I would spiral my balls off every single day and then wonder why nothing was changing and why I was manifesting solo vacations. Okay? I was never changing self, and that's what most of you are doing wrong. You're not changing you. And for anybody who's a critic of manifestation who says, oh my God, that's just shaming people. You're shaming people, Cam. That's shaming and blaming. No, it's called taking accountability for our 3D world and what we're experiencing. It's called accountability. It's called acceptance. It's not blame and shame. Accountability and acceptance. Big difference. Okay? We're solving all the problems with manifestation today in this video, just so you know. All right? I said that in yesterday's video. But no, I mean it. So, when we are having an experience like SP won't put his relationship status on his Facebook. My friend Tawny, okay? Why do you think he's doing that? What do you believe about yourself, Tawny? Yeah? Do you feel good enough? Do you feel like you really deserve him to do these things? You do, and you are more than worthy of it, but you've got to know it. You've got to decide that for yourself. Your beliefs about yourself matter. So you really need to take a deep look into what you're really believing about yourself for love, for relationships, or for anything else. It matters. If you have a belief that men suck and all they care about is sex, well, if you're into men, that's going to be an issue. You know what I'm saying? We need to change that. We need to think differently. And we also need to think differently about them, about the SPs. So what you're believing about them also matters. If you think your SP is the type that isn't the type to want to display it all over Facebook, that's a belief that's got to change, right? You might want to decide that you are the woman that they show up for. You're the woman that can have a relationship where your person wants to put it all over the world, put it all over social media. You need to really take a look at what you're really thinking and believing. Because what you think and believe about your specific person has an effect on the relationship or on your manifestation. Our beliefs, our individual beliefs, are what is affecting this outside world. And the thing with hot and cold behavior is, if you've experienced it just once, more than likely, we're starting the new habit of bracing for impact. And bracing for impact, I have a video on that. You might want to go check that one out. Is when we are expecting them to let us down again, or whatever it is that they've done that has bothered us. Like, let's say you have an experience where, they asked you out for a day and at the last minute they cancel on you. So the next time they ask you out again, you're worrying and overthinking that they're going to cancel again. That's bracing for impact. Or better yet, when you guys do make plans, you see each other, you have an amazing time, but one time they weren't as loving through text messages. So you immediately think that, well, now every time I see him, he starts acting cold again. He's done this, right? Then we get into that place of, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Bracing for impact. That matters too, because what are we doing? Not only are we putting more faith and belief into a story that we've created, and I know it doesn't feel like we've created it when it's them showing up doing the shit. I know it doesn't, but you can't wonder why they're showing up cold again when you know you're holding a belief about them that they've done it once, they'll do it again. We are conditioned as humans to look at our 3D, think about our experiences, and compare our current life to those experiences. This SP is acting just like, my last boyfriend. So I know what happened with that one. So it's probably going to happen again with this one, right? They're acting the same. I've been here before. Been there, done that. Yeah. We're all guilty of thinking and saying things like that. So if you are taking the time to compare them to past lovers or just past experiences in general, or even past experiences with that exact SP, if you're comparing to see how they're acting now to how it used to be or how it was with other people, you are hurting your own self. Yeah. We need to break the habit of comparing everything to past experiences. Because you're manifesting, in a sense, forward. Yeah? You're getting ahead of the 3D. The 3D you're experiencing is the dead world. It's the dead world. Yeah? The 3D is the manifestation of previous you. Think of it like that. Let's say you are dating a coworker. And this coworker, has moments where they are straight up your ass, loving on you, flirting with you, acting amazing. You're on your manifestation game. You're having a great time. And then boom, they show up like an asshole. And you start comparing that moment to previous moments with them, right? Let's say you've had a past with them and they come in, I'm hot and amazing. And then they start acting cold and terrible again. And you instantly go back and think about that previous moment with them. You are what is holding them frozen as that version of themselves. What you believe about your specific person matters. If you think they have a secret twat side, right, and you're not rectifying that by choosing differently, you're going to keep experiencing it. You are keeping them in cement in that 3D. And you're also not changing self, because what you believe about your specific person is included with who you believe you are. As cuckoo as it sounds, it's true. So what I mean by that is, if you think that they're coming in hot and cold, what you believe about yourself, right? Besides the beliefs we already talked about in the video, you are identifying as the version of yourself that is having an experience with an SP that is hot and cold. You're identifying as that. So it's who you believe you are. That's got to go. Let's hear some Neville. The possibility to impress an idea upon another mind presupposes the ability of that mind to receive that impression. Fools exploit the world. The wise transfigure it. I think we're going to need these. It is the highest wisdom to know that in living universe, there is no destiny, said that yesterday, other than that created out of imagination of man. There is no influence outside of the mind of man. Whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Never accept as true of others what you would not want to be true of you. To awaken a state within another, it must first be awake within you. What you believe about your specific person matters. Yeah? Because they're not showing up hot and cold for no damn reason. Okay? They're not. They're showing up that way because of something you believe about yourself. The state you would transmit to another can only be transmitted if it is believed by you. Therefore, to give is to receive. You cannot give what you do not have, and you have only what you believe. So to believe a state as true of another not only awakens that state within the other, but it makes it alive within you. You are what you believe. Give and ye shall receive, full measure, pressed down and running over. Giving is simply believing, for what you truly believe of others, you will awaken within them. The vibratory state transmitted by your belief persists until it awakens its corresponding vibration. I don't know why I love saying it like that. Vibration in him of whom it is believed. But before it can be transmitted, it must first be awake within the transmitter. Whatever it is awake within your consciousness, you are. Whether the belief pertains to self or another does not matter, for the believer is defined by the sum total of his beliefs or subconscious assumptions. As a man thinketh in his heart, in the deep subconscious of himself, so is he. Disregard appearances and subjectively affirm as true that which you wish to be true. This awakens in you the tone of the state affirmed, which in turn realizes itself in you and in the one of whom it is affirmed. Give and ye shall receive. Beliefs invariably awaken what they affirm. The world is a mirror wherein everyone sees himself reflected. The objective world reflects the beliefs of the subjective mind. Okay, Kimming that down for you. Kimming that down for you. That was Neville Goddard, obviously. Hi. What you believe about your specific person matters. And it also is what you believe about yourself. Some of you just thought logically and you're thinking, I think my SP shows up hot and cold, and I do not show up hot and cold. So how is that myself, Kim? What you believe about another is included in the sum total of the beliefs that you believe about yourself. So you don't have to think you show up hot and cold, but your belief that SP does is who you believe you are. I am the version of self that has an SP that's showing up hot and cold. That's who I believe I am. That's what you're doing. On top of whatever other beliefs you have at play about love and relationships. So you want hot and cold behavior to stop? You want SP to put it on Facebook and any other social media place that he's in a relationship with you? You want your coworker to not set the boundary, that they only want to talk to you at work? You want all the SP shit to stop? You've got to decide who you are. You have to make a new decision. You need to break the habit of being your former self or your former state. How do you do that? You can affirm. You can affirm it. I am the version of self that has no limited beliefs around love, relationships, or my specific person. I only believe good and, abundant things about myself or others. I don't have any limits. I believe I'm limitless. I believe I'm flawless. I'm the version of self that is the most amazing, fulfilling, committed relationship of her life. Or his life. Change what you're believing about you. Visualize a scene that implies you're having the most amazing relationship with your specific person and that they are showing up as their best version. Get a picture. Get a picture. Get a scene. Write it down. Script it. It doesn't matter. Okay? Meaning, you don't have to love affirming to be able to manifest this change. You don't have to love scripting to manifest this change. And by change, I'm talking about how they're showing up. You can do the technique that feels good to you. All techniques, all they are doing is getting you to drop the habit of being old self and begin the new habit of new self. That's it. So you decide what feels good to you and start doing it, and start doing it every day. And when your mind wants to take you logically into the direction of, yeah, but they're not changing. They're still showing up the same. Will you let it work? Knock, knock, mofo. Will you let it work? Can you let it work, please? The more you keep deciding that your 3D isn't changing, or SP isn't changing, or it doesn't feel like it's working, the more you keep identifying as that, that's you making the decision. That's the reality I'm in. That's the version of self I'm in. I'm in the version of self where nothing's working out here. Nothing's changing. You're choosing that. And to my favorite complaint, Kim, I've been in the state. I've been in the state and my 3D didn't change. I've been doing everything right and nothing's changing. You wouldn't notice that if you were really doing that. And I say that with love, okay? But it is what it is. You need to be the one to finally detach from out here, which is your 3D. And instead, when you're getting upset, when you're getting frustrated, when you're noticing that nothing's changing or SP hasn't changed yet, go in, turn in, get up here. Reaffirm your decision to be new self in those moments and refuse to go back to being old self. That is how we start feeling more natural, normal, declaring that to ourselves. That's how we make that state feel real to us. Don't overthink it. Don't try to be perfect. Don't overcomplicate. Oh my God, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like my new self. Don't worry about that. Okay? Don't worry about that. Put that out of your mind. Instead, just tell yourself your new self. I mean that. As you get into the habit of doing that, it will get easier. The feelings will come. They will come on their own. It will feel natural. Things will change, including SP. But when we overthink and overcomplicate, I can't even talk today, and overanalyze what's going on in the 3D, you are being old self. That's all that is, old self. Because new self doesn't need to do any of that. New self just confidently knows that she's or he is having their manifestation and having their best life, depending on what self you're choosing. Okay? New self won't have time to overanalyze everything out here because new self is going to be busy enjoying their life. Yeah? We want the days of stressing out on how SP is showing up or what's going on in our 3D reality. We want that to go away, don't we? We're not manifesting to keep living a life like that. We're manifesting to actually enjoy life, to actually enjoy your experiences and your relationships, right? So you want to put the focus on new self. And remember what I said, the most important thing is what you're believing about yourself plus specific person. And if you've tried doing that and nothing's worked and SP is still showing up hot and cold, it's not that manifestation isn't working. Ask yourself, when they're showing up cold, how the hell do you know that? How do you know they're showing up cold? Because you're noticing that. What are you doing from there? Because it's not the noticing that is the exact problem. It's what you're thinking and believing and doing from that moment on. If you find yourself going, here we go again, it's not working, I've been doing everything right, they're not changing, I'm starting to doubt, well, whether manifestation's even working. Who are you being in that moment? Who are you being? Because you can't ruminate in those kind of thoughts if you're really new self, right? How are you reacting and responding to the cold behavior? And again, on this channel, and I stand by this, it's not necessarily you having an emotional reaction. It's not the fact that you're responding, okay? It's not. We're humans. We're going to have our emotional moments. But if you're doing it every fucking time they show up cold, you need to ask yourself why. You need to ask yourself why you're not able to just look at the 3D and say, okay, they're showing up cold again. I'm refusing to be new self. I am standing in conviction of my decision to be my new self, so I'm not going to stress this. I'm not going to stress it. I don't have to like it. No one ever said I had to pretend to like what I'm experiencing, but I'm not allowing this particular circumstance to throw me out. Not going to do it. I am not letting the 3D tell me who I am, right? That's how we should be handling our cold behavior. Their cold behavior. That's how we should be showing up. And don't panic if you know they showed up cold yesterday and you lost your shit and went nuts. Okay, reel that in. Reel that in. You had your moment. Now return to your decision to be new self. Okay? And, again, it's really important. You can't keep ruminating and marinating in how they've shown up so far. You got to be willing to let the past go to move forward. If you're going to keep harboring how they're showing up, I really mean this, you keep them stuck and they're going to keep showing up that way. Be the God of your reality. Be the master manifester and decide today that you're not going to do that anymore. You're not letting anything in the 3D tell you who you are, right? You're choosing who you're being. And things will change. There is no such thing as getting into a state and then not experiencing things in the 3D. You might not experience the instant manifestation, although that is possible, but things will change. and you may notice the change within first. No such thing as nothing at all. Nope. Nope. Some of you that think you've been in this state haven't really been there. You've been in a good mood. You were having a day where you weren't ruminating in shitty thoughts. But I promise, it's not the other way around. It's not you've been in a state and then it didn't work in the 3D. Nope. Sorry. I know that hurts. I didn't like hearing it either. It annoyed the hell out of me, to be honest. But it was the truth. And I had to face it at some point. Now it's your turn. So, to summarize, how do we stop hot and cold behavior? How do we get SP to show up the way we want? We take an authentic inventory of what we are really thinking, believing, identifying, embodying. What is it? What are we doing? Who do we believe we are? Who have we been identifying as? And what are we believing about specific person, about love, about relationships? Ask yourself seriously, authentically, what answers come up? And if they are answers that tell you, you don't have what you want, you can't have what you want, you're not good enough, they're never going to change, we need to make a new decision. I also wanted to give a little side note to Miss Tawny. You spoke up to your specific person. On this channel, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with speaking authentically in your 3D. My advice is, when it comes to saying things in the 3D, what state are you in when you do it? If you're doing it from a desperate, needy state, probably not going to get the outcome we want. When you're doing it from, I am identifying as the version of self that is having a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. And if it's fulfilling, that means I'm getting what I want and I'm happy. If I'm identifying as that and I know it and I'm not afraid of the outcome here, that's a good time to say something when you're in that state. Because it didn't go the way you wanted. That's an indicator to me that we're either feeling like SP ain't the type to display it to the world, or they won't do it for you, which rolls down to being chosen, being a priority, which those two beliefs roll down to not feeling good enough. Change who you're identifying with, and that will change. But don't beat yourself up for saying anything in the 3D. Okay? I know that's not normally the message you hear in this community, but proof is in the pudding. That's all I'm going to say on that. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Whatever it is that you want to ask, that's the group to join. If you do join that group, you have access to both memberships. What do you think they should do? Join the hot seat group? Should they join that one? She doesn't give a shit. She just wanted to say hi. You gonna say hi? You showing them what a bad bitch you are? Yeah? Are you a bad bitch? Are you a bad bitch? Do you believe in manifestation? Are you bored? Do you love me? You gonna give me a kiss? Huh? Huh? Do you love me? You gonna give me a kiss? Oh. Nice talking to you. Anyway. We're probably gonna have to cut that out and put it in the back, poop. Okay? Do you love me? Are we best friends forever? Huh? Are we best friends forever? These don't help, do they? That made everything ugly. Anyway, this looks hilarious. Every time I point with it, it's making me laugh inside. I'm sorry.